Hello dear, welcome. First let me appreciate you for watching this video because you are serious about your studies. You are not casual. The greatest doubt is whether we can get 100 out of 100 in language subjects like English. Yes, it is quite possible, I say. The points of discussion I am making are universal, that is, they are applicable to the examination of all the classes. But for clarity, I have taken some examples only from second PUC English. There is a universal complaint that lecturers in English do not give out of out marks. They simply cut the marks. They don't give marks liberally. This is a myth because marks are not given, marks are taken. We only evaluate your papers, your answers, and we award the marks on the basis of your performance. So, if you get less marks, do not blame the evaluators. It is you have to blame yourself. The main reason for getting less marks is improper preparation. The casual attitude about your studies. There is no hard study or rather smart study. Just reading once or twice and going and writing in the examination. This is a problem. And you seem to forget one very important thing, that is, no pain, no gain. So the more you take the pain of preparing for the examination, the better it is for you. You fetch more marks. Then the question arises, then if that is the case, and why do so many students fail to achieve that target, 100 out of 100 in English? It's very simple, that their answers were not up to the mark. Or rather, they were not flawless. Or rather, there were some mistakes here and there that took away their chance of getting out of out marks. It is not evaluators, it is you who is responsible for this. So now let me give you the do's and don'ts about this examination. How you have to prepare and what are the things which you do not supposed to do it. Okay, now first let us take up 1 mark question. Do not answer these questions in full sentences. It is not necessary. You have to write the answers in short. That is what is just necessary and to the point. Now let me take up one example and clarify this. Who according to the council was the brother monarch in 2 Dear? Now for this, the simple answer would be the King of Italy. You don't need to write the whole sentence. Short answer doesn't mean that you will give such a short answer that it becomes vague or unclear. For example, if you write the answer only Italy here or king here, then it is wrong. I don't say that it's a mistake, but the only reason for writing the answers in short is that you save your valuable time. Because if you write the King of Italy, you will be awarded full mark. Now let us take up the case of answering 4 marks questions. Some students think that writing lengthy answers will fetch them good marks. No, that is a myth. You should not do that because you have to write between 80 to 100 words. So I advise you to go towards 100, that is 100 to 120 you can go. So there is no problem in it. Normally it comes to 2/3 of a page. You can go up to 1 page if you think that the points you have are relevant. The first important point is that you have to write relevant points. Nearly 8 points you have to write, and that should be written in a very good language. Now I have seen certain cases wherein they have not at all written any point, but there is a full page answer. One example I will take up here from 2 Dear. The question asked was, how did the criminal lead his life after his release from the prison? In the answer I saw that right from the beginning, that is, the murder was committed and he was given death sentence, that sentence was altered, then he was given a pension. All those story, complete story was written up to the point that he left the prison. Now actually the points should have been from here. What happens after this? But I think these students have picked up only the story and they have thought that that is the end, and the summary they have written. So how can we give the marks? Actually it should be given only 0 because no point was there. But so much has been written and this could be taken as introduction. Therefore, I awarded 1 mark to it. So like this it happens. Another mistake students do is that they know the points and they write with the star mark like this. So this also is wrong. The point should not be written. This type of answering is allowed in core subjects because the language skill is not seen there. Here we see your language skills also. Your expressions, the type of sentences you have used, then the diction, that is the words, how you have used the words, then coherence, grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes, all these things are taken into account before awarding the marks. So most of the students get 3 out of 4 because of this reason. Okay, as I have taken up this, now I will tell you how you should write. Now first you write down a short introduction to this. That is what happened before leaving the prison. The points you find after his release are very, very less. Therefore, in order to make it at least 2/3 of a page, you need to write some additional points in the form of introduction. And even you can use certain sentences at the end as concluding part. Sometimes it so happens that the question is such that it has lot many points in it. There you don't need to give lengthy introduction. A short introduction will do. Okay, have you understood this? Now let me tell you where our students normally miss and get less marks. Even 1 or 2 grammatical errors or spelling errors will reduce the marks because it is treated as imperfect. Imperfect answers cannot be given out of out marks that you have to accept. Therefore, see that you don't commit any error in your answers. That is the reason I told you, you need homework. So for every question, you have to make the answer beforehand and read it twice, thrice, 4 times and see the places where you normally make the mistakes. And like that you have to get ready with the full potential. Then only you can get out of out. Normally students don't do. Some students are so overconfident that they read the answers from some guides or notes. They think that they can write the answers as they have read. That is not possible. So when you write the answers there, there is every possibility that you commit some error here and there. So that will get you only 3 marks or maximum 3.5. It depends upon how many mistakes you have done all through your answer. This is another point you have to note, that the lengthier your answer, the more is the possibility of committing errors. So make it short. Short, it doesn't mean that it is too short, half a page. Definitely it should go more than a half a page, containing all the relevant points and without any mistake. In the beginning of the video, I told you to save your time. This is the reason. After completing the whole paper, you can come back to your answers and scrutinize. You can just scan the paper for any possible grammatical or spelling error. This is a must. Therefore, don't grumble that you have got less marks, because you do not know where all you have committed these small mistakes. Now let me take up the case of answering 6 marks question. There are 3 questions. Out of 3 you have to write 1. 2 are from prose and 1 is from poetry. Now so many students have the doubt even now also how to write answers to 6 marks question. The answer is very simple. If you had but seen this page, then you should not have any doubt. Now you see here, in your textbook, this is the page that you have to see. These 3 lines will make it quite clear to you as to what you have to write. These questions are called level 3rd questions. Writing only the whole summary is not sufficient. Definitely it will not fetch you full marks, because level 3rd questions are for critical appreciation and they are based on the text. What is the meaning of critical appreciation? It is not the story. It is not only the plot. It is the whole thing about the story or about the poem. That is, going beyond the textual matter of the story or the poem. Now I will tell you small definition about this critical appreciation. Critical appreciation is when a reader examines and evaluates. See here, examines. That means you go through it with a critical mind. That is, you are evaluating. You are not understanding. Remember, you are not understanding here. They are not comprehension questions. 4 marks questions are comprehensive questions. There we see only whether you know the answers or not. But in this case, it is not that. You have to go beyond the textual matter. Now you have to critically examine it. You have to write what is a genre, that is a category, the theme, plot, characterization, diction used, expression, and of course the moral of it. So these are all the points you have to write. In the case of poetry, you have to write, as I told you, genre you have to write first. Then if there are any rhyming schemes, and then we have to write whether any poetic devices are used, and if so, then you have to mention what are the poetic devices that have been used there. So many things are there in critical analysis. Therefore I say it is not just the story in nutshell or the summary of the story. No, you have to go beyond it. So for that, if you visit my blog, there you will get the proper answers for it. So this is my blog address. Note it down and you will get proper answers for it, which will fetch you 6 out of 6, provided you don't commit any spelling or grammatical error in writing. Okay. So to cater to the needs of second PUC students, I have uploaded answers to most of the important questions from all the lessons in my blog, and I hope you will like those answers. Thank you very much for watching this video and getting enlightened. And please share this video with your friends. Send it to all your friends through WhatsApp or some other media.